Hey, good afternoon from Spartan Field, Springfield Southeast High School with Jim Rupert, Tim Schweitzer, 96.7 The Boss will be broadcasting today's game between the Lanphier Lions and the homestanding Southeast Spartans as soon as the Illini game is over. But here on Springfield Public Schools Cable Channel 22, we're here to bring you the kickoff in the first few minutes of the game.
Best rivalry in Central State 8, Tim.
Lanphier will kick off.
Corrington Jones.
Corey will kick it off from our left to our right toward the north end zone into the breeze here at Spartan Field. Boy, what a beautiful day it is.
Simeon Helm is the man on the left side. Gavin Webb is in the middle. And who do we have on the right side? That's Tay Dye on the right side for Southeast.
Corrington Jones approaches, puts the ball in the air. Good end-over-end kick will be fielded at the 9-yard line. And right up the middle, now veering to the left. And through a first rush of blockers, out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. That's where Southeast will have their first offensive set of the day.
Gavin
Webb on the return. So he returns it about 21 yards to the 30. Big Marv Lanphier will put the ball down on the near hash.
Travion Morton made the stop for the Lions.
Marv Lanphier is the umpire today. Art Moore the referee. Darren Shorter the linesman. Emmerich Johnson the line judge. And back judge is Marcus Sherrod. First try today for Southeast. The Spartans wearing their home navy blue and gold letters and numbers. Blue helmets, white pants. First run of the day is Simeon Helm, and he runs to the right side and is upfield along the right hash for about 6.
7th rush this season for Simeon Helm.
Helm is a senior and gains 7 on a first down run. 2nd and 3. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line for Southeast.
Obviously the man to watch for the Spartans in the backfield, Eddie Gales, number 16, 75 rushes, 518 yards, 6 touchdowns. Big game last week in the Spartans 21-20 upset of Glenwood.
Lanphier expecting the run, puts about 8 guys up front and trying to run up the middle is the Spartans' Eddie Gales. He gained a couple, short of the first down. Gales rushed 31 times at Glenwood last week. And he has the Spartans in a spot of a 3rd and 1 as he picked up 2 on the carry.
Student body right, and he cut that one back and went left and maybe turned something into nothing there, a 2-yard gain to the 39.
Isaiah Timms is the Southeast quarterback. Timms, a senior at 5'10", 200. Went over toward the sideline, got the play call from offensive coordinator Mike Collins of Southeast. Shouts out the signals, hands the ball off to Gales, and he is trapped in the backfield. Good defensive stand by Lanphier, and the first man to hit him was big Justin Wright, the 6'3", 290-pound defensive end for the Lions.
Shane Conkright in there, too, to deliver a finalizing blow.
Loss of 2 on the play, back to the 37, and Southeast sends the punt team on after Gales was stuffed on that play for a couple of yard loss.
4th and 3, 37, punt formation, Isaiah Timms.
Timms will punt it. See if Lanphier can get some good field position to start with their first chance with the ball today. Lions send deep Travion Morton. Good punt. Lots of air under it. Morton will field it at the 24. Southeast had a hand on him, and spinning him around was Helm, and then he was dropped, and nowhere for Morton to go.
39-yard punt. Minimal return, if any. Yeah, might have got 1 on that.
Officials will spot the ball and give Lanphier their first chance with it. Couple of minutes in this Central State A Conference game at Spartan Field on this sun-splashed Saturday.
Joey Varela gets the start at quarterback for Lanphier. Just got cleared during the course of the week this week to play. He's got a fractured finger, right index finger on his throwing hand.
So with Varela in the lineup, Lanphier might be apt to try to throw the ball a little bit, although at practice this week, Varela didn't get much time. He was just cleared by the doctors to play offense yesterday. Flips a pass out on the left side, and Lanphier will get 6 or 8 yards on that first down pass play.
There is a flag, Tim.
But the penalty will probably wipe it out.
Is that Chase Hampson on the receiving end?
Hampson was the receiver, but a holding call against Lanphier will back them up. Chase Hampson caught the ball out in the left flat, 5'10" senior receiver.
Lions probably go with safe throws for Varela in the early going. Just make sure that he's got a feel for the, as you said, it was just cleared during the week, so he hasn't got a lot of reps.
And the Lions are going into a pretty stiff breeze out of the northwest. Northwest field here, north and south field here at Southeast. Varela in the backfield. Has a running back with him, and that is Corey Anderson. And they rush to the left side by Varela. He picks up about 10 yards.
Yeah,
They're going to spot the ball short of the 25.
Good fake into the line. Corey Anderson gets the start today. Reggie Dickerson is dressed, is on the sidelines, but is a little dinged up. Got a deep thigh bruise. Leading rusher for Lanphier, 425 yards rushing. But Corey Anderson gets the start.
9-yard pickup on the Varela run, and Lanphier faces a 2nd and 6 with 8:45 to go in the first quarter here at Spartan Field. Scoreless start to the game. Varela shouts the signals, hands off to Anderson. He plows into a couple of defenders over on the left side. Maybe gained a yard to the 30. That's where they'll plant it, and it'll be 3rd and 5 for Lanphier. Ball right in the middle of the field. It's at least 5, maybe 5.5 yards for a first down here for the Lions. Let's see if they opt to try to put it in the air on this breezy day going into the wind.
Yeah, they're about an inch from the 30, and they've got to get about an inch past the 35.
Varela in a crouch in the gun, and timeout called.
No, I think somebody jumped.
Officials stop the clock, and we'll check the penalty. If it is against Southeast, Lanphier will be very close to a first down. And it is. It's an encroachment call against the Spartans. And the officials say, walk downfield, boys. It's a first down. So while it might have been 3rd and 5.5, the 5-yard penalty results in a staff carpet first down for Lanphier, and they'll have the ball at the 35-yard line. 7:58 to play in the first quarter. 0-0 here at Spartan Field. Hand off to Anderson. He runs left side and gained a couple out past the 40. Actually gained 7 on that run. They'll spot the ball at the 41-yard line, give him a 6-yard gain for Corey Anderson, and 2nd and 4 for the Lions. Lanphier in the road white jerseys with orange numbers and letters trimmed in black. Moving toward the north goal here at Spartan Field on this Saturday afternoon. Varela back to throw. Throws it up the left sideline in front of the Lanphier bench, intended for Hampson. That pass is incomplete.
Is that Hampson or Blakey?
Actually, it was Matthew Blakey. Matt Blakey up the left sideline was the intended receiver. If he had made the catch, he would have been out of bounds. That ball eventually ended up off his fingertips out of bounds, and it will set up a 3rd and 4 for the Lions.
That's a good play call. 2nd and 4.
Didn't see anything wrong with the throwing of Varela on that one. He put good air under it into the wind.
Looked pretty good throwing it downfield on that attempt.
3rd and 4 for the Lions. They snap to Varela, and he gives off to Anderson, and he is popped after a gain of about 1. It'll be 4th down for the Lions at the Lanphier 42, almost 43-yard line. 7 minutes to go in the first, 0-0. Lanphier with their first offensive possession after holding Southeast.
Looks like the Lions are going for it on 4th.
And they are showing a go. Now they look over to the sideline, maybe trying to draw the Spartans offside. Varela looking over to head coach Jason Nixon, who gives him a signal to run down the play clock, take the snap, give to Anderson up the middle. He's popped, and Southeast holds. And the Spartans will get good field position and a good hand from the Spartan faithful here on the east side of the field as they stuff Lanphier in a 4th down run.
Laquan Price and a host of guys. Andre Booker was in on that. Booker's a pretty good player. So
the Spartans will take over at the Lanphier 42. Corey Anderson, the runner, and he was unable to move anywhere with that fourth down try.
Pretty good field position for Southeast. They take over inside the 40, inside midfield at the 42.
Tim's the quarterback. He's got Eddie Gales next to him in the pistol. Snap back to the Southeast QB, and then he hands off to Gales, who got popped hard as he grabbed the ball quickly into the backfield for Lanphier. Again, Justin Wright and Andre Davis.
Boy, do the Lions know where Eddie Gales is? Man, that's 3 carries, and he's got
nothing.
-2 out of it.
2nd and 12 for Southeast at the Lanphier 44. 6:04 to play in the first quarter. The clock has stopped very rarely with a lot of running plays here to start the ball game.
We're not used to seeing this stuff, are we, Tim?
Run.
SHG.
No points yet. Hand off to Gales. He runs left, has a little room toward the Southeast sideline. He is upended at about the 35-yard line. He'll be 2 or 3 yards short of the first down on third down coming.
Give some credit to the wide receiver on that side, Gavin Webb. Cleared some space for him to get around the corner.
They'll spawn it at the Lanphier 34. It'll be third and about 2.5 or 3 yards for the Spartans to try to get the first down. Isaiah Timms at QB and Eddie Gales, the workhorse, back in the backfield with him. In the spread, send a couple of wideouts to the right. Snap to Timms, and then he hands off to Gales, and Eddie right up the middle has the first down for Southeast, their first staff carpet first down of the game, as Gales went off right tackle and picked up the first down to the 29-yard line of Lanphier.
Picked up 5 more. So Eddie Gales has got it going now.
Clock moves under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Illinois getting murdered at North Carolina today, and we'll have coverage of this game on 96.7 FM as soon as the Illini game has a final horn.
Inside of 5 minutes, first quarter.
Things are moving here, but no points yet. Southeast on the move.
Glenwood
snap
coaching
to
staff.
Timms. He runs off the right side and picks up 2 or 3. Actually, they're going to give him all the way down, it would appear, to the 25-yard line. So a gain of about 4, maybe 4.5 yards on that run for Isaiah Timms.
Now we start getting in the hard-to-read lines with the way the sun's shining, Tim.
Get some glare looking as we sit on the east side of the field on a sunny Saturday. That's why we kind of prefer it when it's cloudy when we're here for a day game at Southeast, but we'll enjoy the sunshine nonetheless.
We got all the clouds early.
Snap to Timms. He wants to throw, looking left, throws, and the ball is batted away.
Concrite again.
Boy, Shane Concrite made a good play on that ball, and Southeast is incomplete on the Timms pass attempt. Mark Lanphier will put the ball down at the 25 and set up a third and about 5.5 for the Spartans. They're at the Lanphier 25. 0-0 with 3:54 to go in the first quarter.
Big game for both teams. Southeast wins. This will be number 3, and that puts them in really good position for the playoffs. Lanphier can't afford to not win this with 1 win already. They need to get to that second win.
Lions are 1-2. Flip the ball out to Gales, and he falls down before he is hit. Tackle was eventually certified by Jack Anthony Childress of Lanphier, but Eddie Gales ended up losing 6 yards on that completed pass. A little flat pass, actually a 5-yard loss, back to the Lanphier 30 on the completed pass, and it'll be 4th down for Southeast, and they're in a place on the field where they're going to go for it. At the Lanphier 30-yard line with 3:20 to play in the first quarter, 0-0, Lions and Spartans.
3 guys over to this side. Watch Traven Williams, the wide receiver in the middle.
Snap back to Timms. Isaiah wants to throw. Throws it left side to Webb, the intended receiver, off his hands out of bounds. And the Lanphier defense holds, and the Lions will take over with 3:02 left in the first quarter in a 0-0 game. So, Jim Rupert, we've had both teams move the ball somewhat effectively at times, but when they get to crunch time, the defense steps up and makes a big play both ways.
Defense have stiffened. Yeah, they're putting him in pretty good territory, but the defenses have really been good on third down so far today. The conversion rate not very good, and so they're forcing them into some fourth and longs that they're not able to convert.
Lanphier ball at the Lanphier 30. Moving from south to north, from our left to our right here in the first quarter at Spartan Field in Springfield.
Trips to this side, Blakey, Hampson, and Jack Anthony Childress.
Snap back to Varela. He is plowed under. Had no chance. Big Trey Claiborne got in on him.
Yeah, but Booker is the one that made it on the outside. He took away. They wanted to go to that bubble screen, and Booker got the big arm up and prevented him from doing it, and that opened it up for Claiborne in the middle to throw him for a loss.
Loss of 5 on the sack of Lanphier quarterback Joe Varela. And second down 15 for the Lions at the Lanphier 25-yard line. 2:30 to play in the first quarter. 0-0 the score.
Same formation, 3 to this side.
Varela with one running back will keep it after a play fake and pick up about 6 yards, maybe 7, as he runs off left tackle.
Interestingly, the back that time was Reggie Dickerson.
They faked to Dickerson. Varela kept it. Gets the ball all the way up to the 33-yard line, so he gained 8. 2 minutes left in the quarter. Varela wants to throw. Throws short. Gets it in the hands of a short man receiver. Was that Childress
who
caught it?
34.
Jack Anthony Childress over on the far sideline makes that catch. And Lanphier will face a fourth down after a gain of a couple.
I think you have to kick it here.
From this position, you would think punt for Lanphier, 4th and about 4 to go. Ball spotted at the 36-yard line. Ajante Lee is out there. I think we're going to have a timeout called by Southeast. 1:55 left in the first quarter. Spartans call time. Lanphier faces a fourth down and will be punting after the timeout. 0-0 game, 1:55 left for. .155 to go in the first quarter of this CS8 game. Lanphier in punt formation with Ajante Lee back. Low snap, he drops it, picks it up. Now he'll scramble toward the right, and he's in all sorts of trouble, and down he goes, and Southeast will get great field position on a bad snap to the punter. Antonio Lewis of Southeast grabbed Ajante Lee and brought him down, and Ajante Lee, once that bad snap, he grabbed it off the turf, Jim, and then dropped it. He had nothing to do punt-wise, so he just had to try to scramble, and Southeast covered him well.
Yeah, but, Tim, a lot of times in that situation, the punt team goes, if they're not going for the block, they kind of give up and they're setting up the return. Southeast defenders really stayed after that one, and they were able to throw him for that loss back to the 24.
Great field position for the Spartans at the Lanphier 24 to start this possession. Eddie Gales in the backfield, along with Simeon Helm for Isaiah Tim and the Spartans, and a flag comes in before the snap, and an illegal procedure penalty will back Southeast up 5.
You know what I realized last night, Tim, when I was at Chatham? Glenn was like the only place that doesn't have the 30-second clocks, or the 25-second clocks in each end zone.
They didn't have them at MacArthur last night either, but you're right. Most of the teams in the league now do have the display clocks in the end zone for the play clock. And it's counting down as we speak. Minute 48 to play in the quarter, 0-0. Southeast and Lanphier, but the Spartans in a good spot here with this possession. And somebody jumped early. Stood up before the snap on the left side of the Southeast line and back him up 5 more. Art Moore, the referee, gives the signal. Marv Dampier will walk it off. And the Spartans will be back at the Lanphier 34, and they need to get to the 14 for a first down, and that's easy math, 1st and 20.
Changes the way you call plays, though. 1st and 10 is a lot easier than 1st and 20.
Same offensive backfield set with Isaiah Timms at quarterback and Eddie Gales and Simeon Helm with him. Handoff a fake of a handoff. A flag flew in as the ball was snapped. Isaiah Timms runs up the middle, picks up a few yards, but it's coming back, it would appear, as Southeast was...
It looked too early for a hold.
2 guys moving, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Illegal shift.
Yeah.
Okay, the Illini are over, so we'll be jumping into 96.7 FM here just about now. Thanks for hanging with us on cable channel 22.
We're going to stay with you, though.
Yes.
You don't worry about that. 1st and 25 from the 39. It's got to make Coach Matt Lauber just indignant to have 3 penalties like that.
Not good. 39-yard line of Lanphier. Spartans to snap it again and see if they can get a playoff this time after 3 straight penalties. Tim's the QB. Running backs either side of him in the spread. Handoff to Helm, and he'll run it to the right side and cross the 35-yard line. Gets to about the 33 on that run in a gain of about 6. Simeon Helm with that run. 1:10 to play in the quarter, 0-0.
Picked up 6 to the 33.
Inside Radio Talk, we're in the open on the 96.7 FM.
Okay.
54 seconds to go. Clock running. Southeast ball at the Lanphier 33.
We'll go live just about the time the quarter ends.
Yeah. Tim's with the count. Fakes. He's going to throw. Lofts it over the middle. Oh, and it's intercepted. Lanphier with a pick, and the man who caught it was downed as he caught it. And was that Elijah
Forshee, I bet. What a force he has been since he came back.
Elijah Forshee of Lanphier gets the interception, and he caught it on his knees, so he's considered down on the interception, and Lanphier will take over.
Forshee missed the first 2 weeks of the season, came back last week, and all he did in his return was get 22 tackles.
17-yard line of Lanphier off the pick. Lions will have the ball with 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. Joe Varela at quarterback. Takes the snap. Hands off to Reggie Dickerson. Runs left side. Climbs over a tackle attempt and picked up maybe 3 yards. With Jim Rupert, Tim Schweitzer at Spartan Field in Springfield. Central State A Conference football on this Saturday afternoon. We're approaching the end of the first quarter as we join you after the Illini loss at North Carolina. You haven't missed anything, though. 0-0, Lanphier and Southeast, as the clock winds down to end the first period.
Dickerson picked up 6, 2nd and 4 from the 33.
And Lanphier jumps. And the clock will stop with 3.3 seconds to go in the quarter.
We've seen way too much of that in the first quarter.
Jim, there have been 6, 7 penalties already. We're 3 seconds away from ending the first quarter. 0-0 game. Lanphier got the possession that they are currently enjoying on an interception a moment ago by Elijah Forshee, who caught the pass intended over the middle for Gavin Webb of Southeast. Isaiah Timms, the Southeast quarterback, was picked on the play by Lanphier's Forshee. Now the Lions commit a penalty after a Dickerson run had gotten them some positive yardage, and a penalty that'll back them up to the line of scrimmage at the 16.
6th penalty of the quarter, Tim. Nothing bad. It's been all the lack of discipline penalties.
It's like they're going to spot the ball at the 17 or 18-yard line, and the quarter comes to an end. So we have reached the end of the first quarter of this CS8 City Series game at Spartan Field. Southeast Homecoming Day. Spartans and Lanphier 0-0 after 1, and we'll take a 1-minute steak and shake timeout on 96.7 The Boss. With Jim Rupert, Tim Schweitzer back at Spartan Field at Southeast. We head to the second quarter of this Central State A Conference Saturday afternoon Southeast homecoming football game hosting the Lanphier Lions. Lanphier ball.
Lanphier 17 yards of total offense, 1.5 yards per play. Southeast 25 yards of total offense, 2.1 yards per play. And the Spartans also have 24 yards gained and 25 yards lost in penalties. Another penalty on the play.
And a backup Lanphier for lining up offside on offense. That would appear to be the call. Back them up 5. Replant the ball at the 12, almost 13-yard line to the Lions going in reverse as we have just started the second quarter. 0-0. Lions 1-2 on the season. Southeast 2-1. Joe Barella starting at quarterback for Lanphier after he had a finger injury that kept him from playing offense the last game and a half. Flips a pass out in the left flat that is complete. That was Matt Blakey who made the catch in a gain of a couple of yards to the 19, where it will be third and about 13 for Lanphier.
Actually, that's the 14.
Now put it at the 14, okay. Ryan Mahan covering the game for the State Journal-Register today. Working the sideline today for Mahan. Here's a pass up the right side intended out there for...
Got to be Blakey.
Blakey, and it's incomplete. Barella threw the ball from the left hash toward the right sideline. Had enough on it, but it was a little too much for Blakey to run under and catch. And on the incompletion, it's fourth down, and the Lions will send out the punt team. 0-0 game just underway in the second quarter here at Southeast. Illinois lost today 48-14 at North Carolina. We preempt the Illini postgame show for high school football. First loss of the season for Illinois after 2 non-conference wins. Here Lanphier will punt. Ajante Lee, the little sophomore, grabs a clean snap that time and hits a line drive punt. Punts it, and Southeast will let it roll across the 50 to the Southeast 40-yard line. So ultimately, that line drive punt that the deep man Simeon Hellam let go turns into a pretty good punt for Lanphier.
46 yards, no return. Southeast takes over first and 10, 11:39 to go in the first half.
Both teams had a couple of possessions. Lanphier actually had 3 in the first quarter and couldn't generate any points. We'll credit good defense. On the demerit side, a lot of penalties in the first quarter of this game. Springfield Decatur crew working the game today, led by referee Art Moore, who blows the whistle and starts the play clock for Southeast at the Spartans' 40-yard line. Senior Isaiah Timms at quarterback. Has one back with him. That's Eddie Gales, who had a big rushing night last week at Glenwood.
6 carries, 8 yards going into this one.
Gales rushes left side and picks up a first down as he dives across midfield into Lanphier territory. Best run of the day for Eddie Gales. We have a very nice crowd, especially here on the home side. But look at that Lanphier crowd. Big crowd over there on the far side as well.
And they brought all their orange out, because you can see him over there in the sunshine in the orange. 13-yard gain for Eddie Gales.
First and 10 for the Spartans at the Lanphier 47. Ball on the left hash. Timms at quarterback, takes the snap, gives to Gales, comes right this time, runs in behind his right tackle and right end, and gets it across the 45 to about the 43, maybe 42-yard line. It'll set up a 2nd and 6. They'll spot it at the 43 for Southeast at the Lanphier 43. Gales with 31 carries and 220-plus yards at Glenwood last week in the Spartans' 21-20 victory over the Titans. A couple of good runs here to start the second quarter in a scoreless game. Timms has Gales on his left hip. Takes the deep snap, hands off to Gales, runs it right, crosses the 40, gets near the 35, and another staff carpet first down for Southeast.
Boy, he's a hard runner. He gets it almost at full speed when he takes that handoff. Shane Conkrad on the other end. What a game he's had so far on the defensive side for the Lanphier Lions.
Thanks for joining us on 96.7 FM, The Boss, today for high school football. This game is also being streamed live on the Springfield School District's cable TV channel 22. 10:18 to play in the first half. 0-0. First and 10 for Southeast of the Lanphier 36. And off again to Gales. He's been the man of the hour for Southeast, and he has room up the right sideline, and he will score, Eddie Gales. No flags. 36-yard touchdown run. Illinois National Bank, $6 richer for the touchdown for tables campaign as Eddie Gales scores the first points of the day.
Great run along the right side. Again, he got that thing when he got the ball. He was pretty much going full speed, got through the initial line of defense, and as he got downfield, Andre Brown, the tight end, was there. And if you're the coaching staff, you're yelling, Andre, don't hit anybody. He's going to make it. And he did make it. 36 yards, touchdown. Eddie Gales, his 7th touchdown of the year.
County Clerk Don Gray sponsors the extra point. Carlos Morales to try it for Southeast, the sophomore kicker. Here's the snap. Ball is down. The kick is up. A low-line drive is no good, and it's a 6-0 game with 10:01 left. First half. Southeast leads Lanphier back after a 1-minute steak and shake timeout. Here's the kickoff, and Matt Blakey picks it up at the 15-yard line, runs over toward the right side, up the right hash between the numbers and the sideline. Blakey with the return, and Lanphier will have the ball at the Lions' 38-yard line. Right about in there. Jim Rupert, how about the Giganti scoring summary on the Southeast 6-0 lead?
4 plays, 60 yards, 1 minute and 38 seconds off the clock. Eddie Gales with a 36-yard run at 10:01 of the second quarter. Southeast leads 6-0 after the kick for conversion failed. All 4 of those plays were Eddie Gales runs.
Lanphier ball at the 38, and they throw it to Blakey. Barella's pass is complete on the left hash, and Blakey picks up about 5 yards before he is brought down by Eddie Gales and by teammate Tay Dye.
Tell you who's glad to see Joe Varela back, and that's Matt Blakey, because he, in the 2 weeks that Andrew Powell was the quarterback, he was kind of a man running routes and not getting thrown to.
Well, and Andrew Powell's not a throwing quarterback.
He's not.
That's why. Varela can throw it a little bit. Now he's got the breeze at his back here in the second quarter. Ball at the 43, 2nd and 5. Handoff to Dickerson. Right up the middle he goes and picks up a couple. Southeast pops him, and Reggie Dickerson, used to taking pops, didn't practice much this week because he's been hobbled. But he's in the game today and picked up a couple to the Lanphier 45. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Trey Claiborne, the guy that wrestled him down.
3rd down 3 with 8:52 remaining in the half. 6-0 Southeast. Lanphier ball. Lions in the road white today with orange numbers and letters trimmed in orange. Direct snap goes to the quarterback Varela, and he runs the ball off right tackle and picked up a yard or two. He'll be short of the first down. Got the ball into the middle of the field where Marv Dampier will set it down and set up a 4th, and that's a long yard for Lanphier. Let's see if they punt or go for it. Varela looking over to Coach Jason Nixon on the sideline, and they're going for it.
I think you got Reggie Dickerson in the backfield. You got to figure he's good for 1 yard.
4th and a long one, almost 2. Varela with a delayed and long count. Now takes the snap, gives to Dickerson. First down, Lanphier, as he dives near midfield. That was all Reggie there. Had a good block by his left guard that helped a little bit. That is Devontae Mitchell. And that got Lanphier the first at the Lions 49, staff carpet first down. 7:51 left in the half, 6-0 Southeast. Varela gives the handoff. No, he keeps it, runs right side. He dives forward, past the 45, down near the 42-yard line in Southeast territory. Good play fake. Yeah, I almost bought it.
I went for it. Yeah, I had Reggie Dickerson carrying the ball.
Varela slow getting up, and remember, he hurt his hand in practice a couple of weeks ago, and now he's hurt, and what's he holding? His hand. And his head. They want to check on Varela, who's playing well in his first game back at quarterback in a couple of weeks.
Now remember that the Ajante Lee is the backup, and he got a lot of snaps this week because the number 2 quarterback is Zach Ashton, who's number 2 and who's banged up, and he can't play quarterback. And Andrew Powell, who has started at quarterback the past 2 weeks, he's got a bum ankle, and he's not even in uniform today. So,
well, Varela's going to have to leave after the injury timeout. He will check out. See who comes in to play QB for Lanphier after the officials' timeout for the injury.
Last week, for one play, when Powell went out, Jack Anthony Childress served as the quarterback, but that only lasted one play. It's going to be Ajante Lee.
Yep. Lee is the QB, sophomore, 145-pounder, 5'9". Lanphier ball 2nd and 1 after that Varela run. So he picked up 9 on the run and got hurt, did Varela. Ball is at the Southeast 42. 2nd and 1 for Lanphier. Ajante Lee at QB takes the snap, wants to throw, flips it out left side to Dickerson, and Reggie picks up the first down before he is dragged down from behind.
Actually Jack Anthony Childress
on the reception, excuse me. Childress on the pass catch. Childress, the 5'5", 150-pounder, gets the first down, a staff carpet first down for Lanphier at the Southeast 38. They set up left hash with Ajante Lee at QB.
That was another one like the first time. The first one that Jack Anthony caught was Gary Moser said that was a backward pass, so that would be a run. That one was pretty close, too.
It was close, yeah. We'll call it a pass play until Gary tells us we're wrong. And after the snap, the whistle blows immediately. Somebody might have jumped early for Lanphier. They called timeout. So it's a Lanphier timeout with 6:51 left in the half. 6-0 Southeast, back after a 1-minute steak and shake timeout. Joe Varela back in after missing a couple of plays. The Lanphier QB back to throw. Has his pass tipped, intercepted by Gales, and Southeast gets the ball back. That ball was tipped right at the line, Jim, and that's what cost Lanphier that one.
Yeah, and that's the way that Joe Varela suffered the injury on his hand, too. So, yeah, he just as he was releasing that, didn't see who got the paw up to knock it down, but Eddie Gales was the guy on the receiving end.
Eddie Gales with the interception, and Southeast takes over with a 6-0 lead. 6:44 left in the half. They'll have the ball at their own 24-yard line. So each quarterback with a pass intercepted in the first half today. Isaiah Timms, a QB here, has Eddie Gales on his left side. Hands off to Eddie. Runs right, and Eddie Gales is stopped after a gain of about 6, maybe 7 yards. Gales had Quan Price, his left guard, as his blocker on that play.
Ride that horse. Eddie Gales.
They're going to put the ball down right at the 30, so a gain of 6 for Gales. Boy, it has been the Gale show here for Southeast in the second quarter. It's a pretty good show.
Why not? That's
worked at Chatham, didn't it?
That's the way to run it.
Gales in the backfield. Be a deep snap again to quarterback Isaiah Timms. He rolls to the left, flips it on the option to Gales, and he is collared maybe before he got to the first down marker. Lanphier had good pursuit on the play that time. Lion tackler on the play was Andre Davis.
Forsey in there, too.
Might have gained a yard. Going to put the ball down at the 32-yard line. 3rd down and 2 for Southeast. 5:30 and counting here in the first half. 6-0, Spartans leading the Lions. Timms and Gales in the backfield for Southeast. They hand off to Gales. He looked to go up the middle, then ran off the left side. Had a little blocking, may have gotten a yard on the play, needed 2, so he's going to be a little short of the first down. As Lanphier was able to cover Eddie Gales. Boy, he is very close. Not close enough to measure, but it'll be 4th and short. We'll call it 4th and 1 for the Spartans. And to spot the ball at the 34-yard line.
Just short of the 34.
Yeah, let's call it. It's probably closer to the 33.
Yeah.
4th and a long 1. Spartans are going to punt. Isaiah Timms deep to punt it with 5:08 to play in the half, and his team up 6-0. Probably a good decision. Why give Lanphier a break of field position if something goes awry on a fumble or you just don't get the first down?
Yeah, and your defense has held them to just about 2 yards a pop on offense.
Good snap. Timms punt. Ooh, almost blocked. He hits it straight up the elevator shaft, and Lanphier's going to get excellent field position in Southeast territory at about the 40. We'll be back in 30 seconds. With Jim Rupert, Tim Schweitzer at Spartan Field. 4:45 left in the first half. 6-0 Southeast after a poor punt that might have been partially blocked. Lanphier has the ball at the Southeast 39. Joe Varela, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands to Reggie Dickerson. Got a yard maybe as he ran off the right tackle. Now, that wasn't Dickerson. This time they handed to Corey Anderson. Anderson, who had started the game. Dickerson came in for a couple of series, and Anderson back in here. They'll give him a yard and a half, maybe 2. Put the ball at the 37-yard line. Nose of the ball just outside the 37, right hash. Corey Anderson again in the backfield with Varela. Pistol formation for Lanphier. 2 receivers wide both ways. Snap to Varela, drops, looks left, wants to throw, and he is going to be sacked. And it's away, though. Thought he was going to be sacked, and Varela eventually is dragged down by Eddie Gales after he got away from a couple of guys who had him about 4 yards deep.
Booker was the first guy to make contact with him, and Varela ducked under him and got around to the outside, and then Gales came up from his linebacker spot and made the tackle.
So they lost about 4 yards on the play on the sack of Varela and have the ball at the Southeast 41, Lanphier, a 3rd and 12. And somebody moved on the left side, and that'll be a flag against the Lions.
Wide receiver.
Is that Matt Blakey who jumped early?
Wow.
The officials called it before the snap, and 5 yards further back go the Lions, and the ball now respotted outside the Southeast 46. They have to get to the 29 for a first down. 3rd and 17. Varela deep. Drops straight back. Wants to throw. Throws it up the right side, and we'll have a pass interference penalty against Southeast as the intended receiver on the play, Corrington Jones, they just grabbed his jersey. Could see that from here on the far sideline.
Yeah, and the pass was overthrown anyway, so I don't think he could have caught it even if they hadn't grabbed him.
Corrington Jones going up the Lanphier's sideline on the right side over where the Lions are positioned.
Not enough
Everybody
yardage.
in the stadium saw that.
Not enough yardage for a first down.
Well, that is a new rule as of last year, 15-yard penalty, but not an automatic first down on pass interference. But it is a third and manageable 2 now for the Lions as they'll respot it just outside the southeast 32-yard line. 3rd and 2. Need to get the ball to about the 29, so it's almost 3. Varela takes the snap. Hands to Corey Anderson. Fumble, ball loose, and Southeast has it. Southeast takes over on a Lanphier fumble. Jim Corey Anderson jumped in, tried to dive for that first down, and the ball popped right out, right to the ground, and Southeast picks it up.
Yeah, I think it was Antonio Lewis who fell on it, 64.
Southeast recovers the fumble, another turnover in this game, and with a 6-0 lead. And 3 minutes left in the half, Southeast gets the ball back and snuffs out the Lanphier drive. 3:04 remaining in the first half. They will spot it at the 32-yard line. That's where Southeast will take over. It's been Eddie Gales right, Eddie Gales left, Eddie Gales up the middle for Southeast here in the second quarter, and he's in the backfield. They give the ball off instead to Simeon Helm, and he runs up the left hand.
Gone.
He is going to go all the way. Helm, 68 yards. Southeast up 12-0. The Illinois National Bank touchdown by Simeon Kellum. 5'6", 145, and a senior. He got through that line. No linebacker touched him. He was gone.
Number 21, Cameron Smith, was in hot pursuit, and he made a dive around the 15-yard line, tried to just see if he could trip him up a little bit, but Helm kept his stride and kept going and made it into the end zone. 68-yard touchdown run, longest run of Simeon Helm's career.
2:49 to play in the half. Southeast will go for 2 with a 12-0 lead. Isaiah Timms has the play call from Southeast offensive coordinator Mike Collins. See what they call here on a 3-yard try for 2 points after. Sponsored by Sangamon County Clerk Don Gray. The snap to Isaiah Timms. He spun around and threw the ball, intended it for Helm, and the pass was incomplete. Would have been a backward pass had it been completed. It is not. And a 12-0 lead for Southeast with 2:49 to play in the first half. We're back in. Carlos Morales will kick off for Southeast. Then Jim Rupert will have the Giganti scoring summary as the Spartans lead 12-0. Lanphier gets the ball, and it is run up the left side by Travion Morton of Lanphier to the midfield stripe. Jim, how about the scoring summary for Southeast? Ball will be spotted at the Lanphier 45.
Easy one. One play, 68 yards. Took 15 seconds at 2:49 of the second period. Simeon Helm with a 68-yard run, and the run for conversion failed. Southeast 12 and Lanphier 0 with 2:49 left in the first half.
A touchdown for the Illinois National Bank Touchdown for Tables campaign. $6 more for the effort to feed the hungry in Springfield, thanks to Illinois National Bank. Lanphier ball at the Lions 45. Varela throws it right side and completes the pass out on the right flat, I think, to Chase Hampson.
Yep.
Over there on the right sideline. And a Lanphier staff carpet first down on a good first down pass play from QB Joe Varela.
Hampson's first reception this year.
Varela's a junior, 5'11", 150-pounder, making his third start of the season at quarterback for Lanphier. Flips it left side this time and overthrew the intended receiver, Jack Anthony Childress. It'll be 2nd and 10. Clock stopped with 2:29 left in the first half. Springfield Area Officials Association crew today with Art Moore as the referee. Big Marv Dampier working this game. Darren Sorter, Emmerich Johnson, Marcus Sherrod are the 5 men in stripes.
And for those like you and me who are disappointed that we can't go to LT's basketball fundraiser today, that'll be coming later on this year.
Varela throws it up the right sideline this time, intended for Matt Blakey. Pass overthrown and incomplete, and Blakey was double covered. Gavin Webb and Adrian Green both with him. Yeah, Coach Lawrence Thomas, the Southeast boys basketball coach, usually has a big chicken and ribs fundraiser during the football season, but wedding bells for a daughter mean no LT chicken and ribs cooking for us this season. They will have their fundraiser, but it will be catered later in the fall. It'll be good, but not as good. 2:24 to play in the half. 12-0 Southeast. Lanphier ball. Varela drops on 3rd and 10. Looks to throw. Throws it left side. Open is Childress. Caught it. He is knocked down inside the 5-yard line. Beautifully delivered pass from Varela to Childress. Right down the middle of the field.
Right between two defenders. Yeah, Varela put that perfectly on the run, on the money for Jack Anthony Childress. Got it down inside. Yeah, inside the 10 at the 5-yard line.
First and goal for Lanphier on the staff carpet first down. We're in the Becky Hendricks of the Real Estate Group red zone. And the ball belongs to Lanphier with a chance to cut into the Southeast lead. Joe Varela at quarterback. Dickerson in the backfield with him. Varela runs in behind Reggie, gets down to the 2 and is stopped there. Dragged down from behind by the Southeast linebacker, Darrell Williams. Did he get to the 2 or are they going to put it right back at the 5? Guess his knee was down before his dive. So no gain on the play. Maybe he got a half a yard, but it's inside the 5 and 2nd and goal for Lanphier. Moving toward the south end zone with 1:25 left in the half, so they've got plenty of time to punch this in and cut the lead in half. Varela at QB. Dickerson behind him. Handoff. Dickerson. No, Varela kept it. He runs right side and is in for the touchdown.
Great fake again. Joe Varela.
Joe Varela gets Lanphier on the board with 1:12 to play in the half. Boy, he made a good fake inside and then ran right. And Joe Varela with the 4.5-yard touchdown run for Lanphier. And it's a 12-6 game, and the Lions will probably
go for 2.
They've had issues trying to kick this season. See if they can make it a 4-point game after the Illinois National Bank touchdown for Tables, 6-point TD run by Joe Varela. County Clerk Don Gray sponsoring this extra point try. 2 points after touchdown, the goal for Lanphier here. Varela splits out. They'll direct snap to Childress. He runs the ball. He dives. He is in for the 2 points after. Jack Anthony Childress, the direct snap to him, and Lanphier makes it a 4-point game, 12-8 Southeast. 1:12 left in the half. Back in a minute. Corey Jones will kick off for the Lions. Then Jim Rupert will have the scoring summary brought to you by Giganti and Giganti Jewelers. Lanphier down by 4 after that 8-point TD and a pooch kick and a penalty flag. Somebody was offside on the kick, it would appear. Jim, how about the scoring summary for Southeast, or for Lanphier, rather, that made this a 12-8 game?
6 plays, 56 yards, used up 1 minute and 37 seconds of clock time. Joe Varela on the 5-yard run for the touchdown, and Jack Anthony Childress for the 2-yard conversion run with 1:12 to go in the first half. Southeast 12, and now Lanphier 8.
Okay, we do have a penalty on the kickoff. It's against Lanphier, so they will re-kick. With 1:11 remaining in the first half here at Spartan Field. Big crowd on this Southeast homecoming day. Fans lining the fence down in front of us. Full bleachers on the home side. Pretty full on the Lanphier side. And Jones' kick is a good one. Right down the middle. Get all the way to the end zone. A touchback, and Southeast will take over at the 20-yard line. Back in 30 seconds. Well, before 3 o'clock on this Saturday afternoon with Jim Rupert, Tim Schweitzer at Spartan Field. Southeast ball, 1st and 10 at the 20. They give to Eddie Gales. Gales runs right side. He is spun around and dropped after a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards. Southeast ball, under a minute to play in the half. Spartans lead 12-8 over Lanphier. Here in the Spartans' homecoming game. I think they gave them about 2.5. They'll respot it with a 2nd and 7 at the 23. 44 seconds, clock moving. Isaiah Timms at quarterback. Gales in the backfield with him. Somebody jumped early, but no flag. Timms wanted to hand off. Now he is forced to run as there was nobody to hand it off to. Something got messed up on that play, and the clock stops with 30 seconds left in the half.
Timms looked to his right. Timms looked to his right to hand off, and Gales was on the left and ran through. Timeout, Southeast.
Timeout was called by Lanphier. Back after this 30-second Illinois National Bank and Steak and Shake timeout. Back of the ballpark, which is Spartan Field with Jim Rupert, Tim Schweitzer. 30 seconds left in the first half. Illinois lost today at North Carolina in college football, 48-14, the final in that game. Heard earlier on 96.7 FM. Here, Southeast and Lanphier. It's turned out to be a good game. It was scoreless through most of the first quarter. 12-8 Southeast. They've put 2 seconds back on the scoreboard clock, so 32 ticks left until halftime. Southeast ball, 3rd and 7 at the 23. Back to pass. Isaiah Timms puts it in the air, and it is trapped on a catch try over on the left side.
Gavin Webb, the intended receiver, underthrown. Had tried to come back for it. That's a long throw. He threw from inside the right hash to outside the left hash.
24.5 seconds left as the clock stops. 12-8 the lead for Southeast. They have the ball at their own 23 and 4th down. Timms back to punt. Deep man for Lanphier is Travion Morton. Here's the kick, and again, not a real good punt by Timms. Ball is going to be downed inside the Southeast 40, and Lanphier will have great field position, but only 16.9 seconds to go.
Isaiah's getting good elevation on his punts. He's just not getting much distance.
And he's kicking them into the breeze. That's not helping. Remember that short punt set up Lanphier for their last possession that got him a TD.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be about a 13-yard kick and no return.
Put the ball at the 36 of Southeast for Lanphier, but again, only 16.9 seconds left until halftime. Lanphier does have a couple of timeouts. Check it, they have one timeout left. Varela at quarterback. Dickerson in the backfield with him. Varela drops to throw, throws it left side, up the left sideline. A push-off and a catch, and I think the push-off is going to be pass interference against the receiver. The receiver who caught the ball was Corrington Jones, but Jim, he clearly pushed off.
I think they're going the other way.
I think it's going to be defensive pass interference.
I think it's going to be on Southeast, the way Corrington Jones is acting. Nope, they're pointing.
Pass interference against the offense. They got that call right.
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious to us sitting up here in the press boxes. That happened on the near sideline that Corey just turned around and pushed off.
Well, he's holding his hands apart like, what, me? Are you kidding me? Me?
Watch the video Monday. You'll see it. 10.2 on the clock, and that 15-yard penalty will back Lanphier all the way to their own side of the 50, put it at the 49. First and 25 for the Lions with just 10 seconds left in the half. They trail Southeast 12-8. It was a good play call and a good catch by Jones, but he shoved off to get it.
See if they try to get Jack Anthony in space here.
He's on the left side. Now he goes in motion. They pitch it to him, and Childress wants to throw. Throws, and ball is tipped. Tipped in the backfield by Andre Booker of Southeast. Stops the clock with 5 seconds to go, and Lanphier will probably have one more play. Second and 25 at their own 49. 12-8 Southeast, 5 seconds left in the half.
Booker's had a good game. Very good game.
Andre Booker playing DB today for Southeast. Okay, Lanphier with Dickerson behind Varela in the backfield. Varela back to throw. Now he's going to run. Puts it to the left flat and picks up maybe 6-7 yards before the time expires in the half. And Varela gets up and apparently is okay. And we've hit halftime here at Spartan Field. It was a pretty entertaining second quarter. 12-8 the score. Southeast leads Lanphier here at Spartan Field on Southeast Homecoming Day. We'll have the Don Smith Paint Company halftime show on 96.7 The Boss when we come back after this timeout. Spartan Field, our venue today for Central State 8 football. Southeast leads Lanphier 12-8. We get set for the second half with Jim Rupert, Tim Schweitzer. Game also being streamed live on cable TV on the Springfield School District Cable Channel 22. If you're near a cable TV want to watch, you'll have to listen to us there too. Here on 96.7 FM today. We were not on 1450 today because the Cubs-Cardinals game was. And somehow, some way, the Cubs held on to win. St. Louis had plated 2, had 2 on, and nobody out in the ninth. Their closer had been ejected for throwing at a Cardinal batter. Stropey came in and got the save. 5-4 Cubs win over the Cardinals today. Take the first 2 of the 3-game series. They're at Wrigley tomorrow for a 1:20 game, and you'll hear that on 1450. The Bears will be on here on 96.7. Okay, second half, here we go. Southeast to kick off. Kickoff to be delivered by the Spartans, and it is a penalty. Somebody illegal procedure call against Southeast. Cody Laveau doing the kicking, and I'm not sure whether somebody jumped early or what, but the officials say do it again.
It's the 4th penalty we've had on a kickoff today.
Yes.
That's just... Maybe the TV wasn't ready, Tim.
Oh, that could be. Did you see the person in the yellow come out and wave everybody off?
I see a lot of guys in yellow numbers over on this side. But
Coach Lauber's still out there. They call him Big Bird because he wears that yellow pullover. You know, is he out there? Maybe they've had the baby.
Well, his father-in-law is right down here, so I don't...
Well, maybe Coach Lauber just took off the yellow wind shirt. There's a baby due on Monday. And Lanphier will recover the kick, and returning the kickoff is Matt Blakey, and he gets it out across the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Is that Coach Lauber right at the 40-yard line?
He's out there. He just took his Big Bird wind shirt off.
He just blends into the crowd without his Big Bird shirt, doesn't he? He's really done a great job here.
Matt Lauber, a great hire by Jason Wind and the staff here at Southeast.
Really, I had a guy before the game telling me how much he really appreciates what Matt Lauber has done here.
Okay, Lanphier ball down just 4 as we're underway here in the third quarter. Lions have it for the staff carpet first down at the 38-yard line. Joe Varela at quarterback after missing the start last week with a finger injury. Hands off to Reggie Dickerson, plows forward, and the ball came out, but he might have been down, although the whistle was late. And if that ball's out, Southeast has recovered a fumble.
We've got a flag over on this side, though, Tim.
There was a flag, and we'll check that, but Southeast is going to get the ball, it would appear. Dickerson ran off right tackle. The ball came out. The whistle didn't blow, and Southeast recovered. And they pick up the flag.
Okay.
Southeast up 12-8 on the first play of the third quarter gets a Lanphier turnover. And the Spartans will go to work at the Lanphier 40. 11:46 to play in the third quarter. See if that's a turning point in the game. Lanphier had been pretty effective on offense late in the half. They scored their touchdown, but they turn it over on the first play of the second half.
Eddie Gales run.
Eddie Gales gets the handoff from Timms, runs left toward the left sideline, cuts it up, and gains about 4. You talk about how hard a runner Reggie Dickerson is, seeking contact. Eddie Gales does that same thing. He runs for people and hits them hard as he hits the line.
And Gales is going a lot faster when he does it, too. I mean, Reggie is built lower to the ground and is a great power back. But Gales is more of a straight-up runner who runs the contact, but he, as I said, when he gets the ball, he's going full speed.
37-yard line after a 3-yard gain. They're at the Lanphier 37, Southeast 2nd and 7. Line up on the left hash. Gales in the backfield with Hallam. Both scored first-half touchdowns. Timms back to throw. Flips a screen over the head of Gales. That was the intended receiver, and then a late flag from Big Marv Dampier. I think they had an illegal man downfield.
Yep, 53. You can see him running back into the huddle.
Looks like this penalty will be against Southeast. I'll check with the Lanphier sideline. Art Moore says, yep, illegal man downfield against Southeast, and that'll back him up from the 37. We're a minute into the third quarter with the Spartans leading Lanphier 12-8. Ball will be responded at the 42-yard line on that 5-yard walk-off. Second and 12 at the 42. Spartans moving from our left to right as we watch from the east side of the stadium here at Spartan Field.
This is the kind of day that Grantland Rice wrote about.
It's a beauty. Some high clouds come and go. Handoff on the inside to Hellam. He has about 5, maybe 6, maybe 7 as he'll get all the way down to the 36. They'll respot it there and set up a third down for Southeast.
Tim, you don't know the story of Simeon Hellam, do you? I see a lady in a Simeon jersey with Hellam on the back and number 7. So I don't know if he transferred from Chicago.
Simeon Hellam is the running back who scored that long touchdown for Southeast in the first half. He just picked up about 6 yards here for a third down and 6 at the 36-yard line of Lanphier. Tim's in trouble as he scrambles. He'll put it down and run and pulls it down and runs back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that, and it'll be fourth down for Southeast. Not sure whether Isaiah was looking upfield to pass, but the pressure got to him, and then he tucked it in and ran it upfield, and no gain, fourth down.
Justin Wright wasn't having any of that. He wrapped him up. Boy, he's had a good game, too. Conkright and Wright have really been good on the defensive side of the ball for the Lions today.
Clock moving with 9:40 left in the third, and Southeast will go for it on fourth down. Fourth and about 6 at the Lanphier 36. 37, actually, and Timms hands off to Gales, runs left side, gets it across the 35, but he'll be way short, and Lanphier will take over on downs. Eddie Gales picked up 3 yards maybe, and he needed 6.5. So Lanphier makes a defensive stand after the turnover cost him possession to start the quarter. And they'll put the ball down at the 34-yard line of Lanphier for a Lions staff carpet first down.
Is that 9:25, Tim, or 8:20?
Yeah, 9:25 to go in the third. 12-8 Southeast leading Lanphier. Joe Varela at quarterback. Off the finger injury, he throws it out on the left side to Jack Anthony Childress. Cuts it back up the middle. Childress gains about 6, maybe 7 on that little flip pass out in the left flat. Another one that was close to being a backward pass. They'll put the ball at the 41. Second and about 4.
Got a hobbled left guard there. Is that Devontae Mitchell? He's a valuable guy.
Yeah, keep him in the game.
Those guys are
Lanphier.
tough. They just bounce back up and they say, go ahead, let's call a play.
Second down, Varela, and somebody moved before the snap. I'm not sure if everybody was clear on the snap count because Varela had a hard count. And a couple of linemen moved early, and that'll back up Lanphier 5 in what's been a penalty-filled game. Actually, Marv walked off 6. It's a 6-yard penalty.
All right, he'll get it back on the next one.
Put the ball at the 35. 8.5 to play in the third. 12-8 Southeast. Varela calls for the snap, takes it, keeps it, runs right side. Varela picks up 5,
flag.
Picks up 6, and a flag came in. That'll probably be holding out on the fringe for Lanphier. Varela made a nice run, but it will probably be coming back. Either holding or an illegal block against the team with the ball, the Lanphier Lions.
Pretty much right at the line of scrimmage.
Varela's made some nice play fakes today. That was another one.
Faked me out, I can tell you that, but that I don't consider that. Yeah, holding.
It is holding against Lanphier from the spot of the foul. That'll back him up to the 30, well, inside
Pretty
the
much
30.
line of scrimmage, 26. Second and 18 from the 26.
Unless the officials miscount. They got that one right. Right at the 26-yard line is where they'll spot it. 8:19 to play in the third quarter. Need to get the ball up to the 44 for a first down. Second and 18. Jason Nixon calling the offensive signals. The head coach of the Lions from the sideline gave Joe Varela this play call. It's a handoff on the inside to Reggie Dickerson. He runs and hurdles a man and dives forward to about the 35. The defender on the play was Don Reedus of Southeast. They'll put the ball down at the 34. So we got back to the original line of scrimmage on a gain of 8. 3rd and 10.
Reggie Dickerson's thighs are about as big as Joe Varela's waist. He is really cut.
Snap to Varela, rolls right, wants to throw. Now he tucks it in and is one hand. Fumbled, the ball's loose and dived on by a Lanphier lineman, and the Lions will keep it. It'll be 4th down, so they'll have a chance to punt and not give Southeast the great field position they would have had. The recovery of the fumble was by Averill Rhodes of Lanphier, as Varela, diving to try to get some extra yardage, lost the handle on the ball. It's at the 36, and Lanphier will set up a punt. Ajante Lee in to kick it. Southeast sends Reedus deep along with Trevion Williams.
1 punt, 45 yards for Ajante Lee. First time he had a bad snap and got thrown for a loss.
Good snap this time, and the kick is decent and is fielded by Williams. And he runs upfield and gains maybe 7 on the return, and a flag comes in. Might be a face mask that'll give Southeast some extra yards. 6:41 to play in the 3rd. While they sort out the penalty, we'll pause for 30 seconds. Southeast leads Lanphier 12-8. With Jim Rupert, Tim Schweitzer back at Spartan Field. 6:41 left in the 3rd quarter. Southeast leads Lanphier 12-8. And Jim, on their punt return, a illegal block penalty against the return team, Southeast.
Yeah, they gave Trevion Williams a 4-yard return, and then they walked it back, so it'll be 1st and 10. And from the 19, 15-yard walk-off on the illegal block in the back.
6:41 to go in the 3rd, and a 4-point Southeast lead. They have it at their own 19. Isaiah Timms at quarterback, running backs either side. They give to Hellam. Simeon Hellam runs it and spins and is popped by a couple of Lanphier linemen and linebackers.
Conkright got him high.
Yep, Justin Wright got him low. After a gain of about 5 on the run of Simeon Hellam.
Those two have been the story defensively for the Lions today.
Yeah, Hellam and Eddie Gale.
Yeah, but defensively, Conkright
and those two
right
on defense, yes.
Have been.
Yes. Clock moving with 6:10 to go in the quarter and a 12-8 Southeast lead here in the 3rd. Ball at the 24-yard line. Pitch to Gales. He runs to the right sideline, is smothered by about 8 Lanphier tacklers as they bring him down. You're going to lose about 3 yards on that pitch run.
And little Jack Anthony Childress is the first one there, and he really slowed down the forward progress, and he held up Eddie Gales. Eddie Gales tried to cut back in, tried to turn the corner. Gales stopped that and made him go back in, and that's when the reinforcements came.
He actually lost 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9 for Southeast at the 20-yard line. Need to get to the 29. 5.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. Spartans up 12-8 with the ball. Moving toward the north goal here at Spartan Field. 3rd and 9, snap to Timms. Low snap. He's got a handoff on the inside to Gales, and he spins forward for about 5 or 6, but not enough for a first down.
That was terrific hands by Gales to get the handoff because he was past.
He was had gone past the quarterback.
Yeah, and Tim sort of shoveled it to him there.
Put the ball up to about the 24, so it'll be 4th and 5, and Southeast will get in punt formation with Isaiah Timms, the QB, also the punter. Lanphier's return man is Trevion Morton. Clock moving with 4.5 to play in the third quarter, and the kick is a good one by Timms. It dives, though, right at midfield. Covered by Southeast. The ball bounced off a Lanphier upfield man, and Southeast recovered, and the Spartans will have it for a first down, I think.
Cameron Smith was the guy, and he was doing his best to get out of the way. That ball took a little angle hop, went backwards, hit Cameron Smith.
They're going to give the ball to Lanphier?
Wow.
Yes, it's going to be Lanphier ball.
Wow.
The officials say the Lions end up with it. I'm like you, Jim. I thought Southeast had covered that, but they say Lanphier ball. First down at the Lions 48. That's a big break. Apparently, ultimately, Lanphier ended up with possession of the ball in the bottom of that pile. So say the officials. 48-yard line of the Lions, they have the ball. 4:25 to play in the third quarter, down by 4. Joe Varela at quarterback. Varela, 5'11", 150-pound junior. Decent arm.
Dickerson behind him.
Put a man in motion. It's Jack Anthony Childress. They hand it Dickerson. He loses 2 and is smothered down at the 45-yard line and loses his hat. 6 Spartans to bring down Reggie Dickerson, and off popped the helmet. He'll have to exit for at least a play. Ends up losing 2 yards on the run back to the 46.
You rarely see an outstanding effort like that to lose 2, but boy, that's what he did. He is really a tough runner.
Kind of kid that seeks contact, and it cost him because he's often injured. 46-yard line, 2nd and 12 for Lanphier.
Corey Anderson in the backfield replacing Dickerson.
A little over 4 minutes left in the third quarter. The snap to Varela. Drops back. Looks to throw. Now rolls right. He's under pressure. Will he run or toss it? He will run and run out of bounds after a gain across midfield to the Southeast 48. Varela went out hard.
Well, you look for a flag on that one on a late hit.
Right in front of the Lanphier bench. Ended up on the Lanphier sideline. Varela's okay. Ended up gaining about 7 on the run. It would be 3rd and a long 5 for the Lions at the Southeast 48.
Boy, Laquan Price came awful close to getting him, number 55 for Southeast, but Varela just outran the big guy.
Clock stopped on the out of bounds with 3:52 to go in the third. It's 12-8 Southeast. Lions on the move in Southeast territory. Varela keeps it, runs to the right side, toward the sideline. He is rolled out of bounds at the Southeast 45, short of the first down. Varela and the Lions will face a 4th down at the Southeast 45, 4th and about 3.
Well, I tell you what, Joe Varela is a guy that hasn't been able to practice because of the bad hand, but he hasn't shied away from any kind of contact today.
And Dickerson is back in the game on 4th down with Varela in the backfield. Spartans fans make some noise to encourage the defense. 4th and 3 at the Southeast 45 for Lanphier. Varela takes the snap. He's going to run it. He dives and got the first down. Joe Varela dives in. Eddie Gales ultimately stopped him, but I think Varela gets the 3 he needed just barely, and the officials say move the chains, staff carpet, first down.
That power formation to the left, Chase Hampson, the wide receiver, and then they put Dickerson, and they're both in blocking positions behind the guard and the tackle on the left-hand side, and Varela just cuts right off those 2, so he's got 4 blockers ahead of him, and he picked up the first down.
Ball's at the 43-yard line of Southeast. Lanphier ball, 3:07 to play in the third quarter, trailing 12-8. Lions Varela takes the snap, is going to throws it left side, and it is caught over there by Corey Jones, and he is dropped after a gain of about 10 yards on the play, and that should be a first down. Corrington Jones on the reception, Don Reedus on the stop for Southeast, and it will be a Lanphier first down, staff carpet first down. They'll respot the ball at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 31 for the Lions on the move, trying to get the lead in this game. They keep it, Varela does, and he got maybe a yard to the 30. Make it 2nd and 9 as he steps forward behind his left guard. They'll put the ball at the 30-yard line right on the stripe. 2:10 to play in the third quarter. 12-8 Southeast. No scoring yet here in the third. But Lanphier on the move. Dickerson behind Varela in the spread. Hand off to Reggie, and Reggie bounces off a couple of tacklers, dives forward, and got about 3. On the first down run for Reggie Dickerson.
Price again.
Now third down.
Yeah, Price again made the penetration in the initial hit and slowed him down, but he wasn't able to bring him down, Reggie Dickerson.
Ball is spotted at the 28, so it'll be third and about 8. Third and 8 for Lanphier at the Southeast 28-yard line. 12-8, the Spartans lead it with a minute and a half left here in the third quarter. Varela on the near hash. 3 wide receivers right. He drops to throw, now looks left, throws it up in the air, and it is caught for the touchdown by Corrington Jones. Corrington Jones on the TD. He had one man to beat, and that one man is Reedus, and he's pretty unhappy he let him make that catch. But Corey Jones with the touchdown, and Lanphier has the lead for the first time today.
Perfect air under the ball by Joe Varela. Got it up there, let Corey Jones run under the pass, beat the defender Reedus, who had really pretty good coverage all the way down the field, except the throw was put right on the money. Touchdown Lanphier. 1:07
left in the third quarter as the Lions jump in front. They'll go for 2. Varela and Dickerson in the backfield. Lanphier up by 2, looks for 2 more here on the Don Gray for Circuit Sangamon County Clerk. Extra point try, and the pass intended for Blakey is incomplete. So the score will stay 14-12. Illinois National Bank, $6 more for the touchdowns for Tables campaign. On the Lanphier TD pass play from Varela to Corrington Jones. 14-12, the Lions lead Southeast. 1:07 to play. Third quarter, back in a minute. With Jim Rupert, Tim Schweitzer back at Spartan Field. Southeast gets the kickoff after losing the lead. The ball is returned upfield by Tay Dye. He's loose. Up the left side, up the right side, right in front of the Southeast bench. Brings the ball across midfield, and Southeast will have good field position on a 30-yard kickoff return by Tay Dye. 14-12, Lanphier leads with 55 seconds left in the third quarter. Jim Rupert, how about a giganti scoring summary for Lanphier?
8 plays, 52 yards, used up 3 minutes and 18 seconds. Corrington Jones, 28-yard touchdown pass from Joe Varela at 1:07 of the third quarter. The pass for conversion failed, and Lanphier now leads 14-12 in the final minute of the third quarter.
Ball at the 49-yard line of the Lions after that good Dye return of the kickoff. Low snap. Tim's hands off. Eddie Gales dives forward for a couple. Gets it down near the Lanphier 45. It'll be second down and 7 as they'll spot it at the 46-yard line. 38 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And, Tim, Southeast is most effective when Eddie Gales is running. Well, Lanphier defense knows that. So now they're going to be keying on the runs of Eddie Gales and see if he can break one. Or maybe they change up and they go to Simeon Helm and he breaks one of those big ones like he did earlier.
Isaiah Timms takes the snap, hands off on a draw play intended for Gales, who jumps forward, but 2 flags fly in from the officials, probably holding against Southeast with 15 seconds to go in the quarter.
That was interesting because it looked like Timms wanted to hand it off and then didn't, and Gales was like, "You're giving it to me, buddy. I'm not letting anybody else have it."
Oh, an illegal block against Southeast. Yeah. Either way, they'll back up the Spartans their own side of the 50 with the penalty. 15 seconds to go in the quarter.
That's a 15-yarder, too.
Lanphier leads it 14-12. This is really kind of a must-win game for Lanphier's playoff hopes. Hard to say that before the halfway point of the season, but it's true. 1-2 Lions, 2-1 Spartans. Lanphier first lead of the day at 14-12 here as the third quarter is about to conclude. See if they can get the snap off before the horn. They do. Timms hands it. No, keeps it. No, does give it to Gales. Runs left side, and he is smothered. Big loss for Eddie Gales to end the quarter. They will tackle him at the 30-yard line. A big loss. And that'll be the end of the third. 14-12, Lanphier leads Southeast after 3. Steak and shake timeout. Fourth quarter, a minute away. Mahan will write the story, am I correct?
You are correct, sir.
Jim Rupert, Tim Schweitzer here at Spartan Field. 3 quarters done. It's been an entertaining game.
One score in the third quarter. Lanphier scored on a 28-yard pass from Joe Varela to Corrington Jones to make for the Lions to take a 14-12 lead. And Tim, remember, that one was set up when Southeast thought it recovered the punt that bounced off one of the up guys from Lanphier, but the officials awarded it to Lanphier, and they went down on the 52-yard scoring drive.
Lanphier leads at 14-12 as the fourth quarter begins. Third and forever for Southeast, and the forever run is by Isaiah Timms along the right sideline. He gets about 5 yards, but he'll be way short of the first down. He needed to get all the way down to the Lanphier 39 for the first down from his own 31. So it'll be fourth down, and the Spartans will punt. And Lanphier, with a 2-point lead, will get the ball back. Ball is spotted at the Southeast 35, so a gain of about 4 or 5 for Timms on that third down run.
4th and 26.
Just underway in the fourth quarter here at Spartan Field. It's a gorgeous day.
Spartans shot themselves in the foot on that drive, Tim.
Let's see if Southeast can get a good punt away. They have the wind at their back. Timms, the quarterback, is the punter. Good kick this time. And taken by Morton at the Lanphier 30. He runs it right side across the 35-40, and a penalty coming. A big return by Travion Morton. Big hit by Eddie Gales to knock Morton out of bounds. But you're going to have an illegal block on Lanphier and back him up for this offensive possession. Morton got sprung by a couple of clips.
Yeah,
Reedus went flying, so did Southeast.
I think it was Elijah
D'Amica Curry. And Forsey, I think, was the guilty party, yep. So Lanphier's field position will suffer due to those penalties, but the Lions have the ball. Just under 11 minutes left in the regulation of this ball game, and the Lions have a 2-point lead at 14-12.
It was a 36-yard punt back to the 29, and it looks like the foul occurred at the 42. So we'll give them a 13-yard return. And that means the Lions will take over at the 32-yard line.
That's where they'll begin this possession with 10:57 to go in the fourth quarter. Both teams have all their timeouts. Joe Varela at quarterback. Reggie Dickerson with him in the backfield. 3 wideouts on the right side, 1 on the left. That's Blakey. Varela hands off to Dickerson. Reggie spins forward for a couple, maybe 3 yards across the 35-yard line. Dickerson was hobbled by injuries. Didn't do much practicing this week, just some light jogging, but he's in the game today.
Heavily padded on that thigh.
Yeah. Got it to the 36. We ended up gaining 5. Lanphier ball. 2nd and 5 at the Lions 36. Play clock down to 10 as Varela steps in with Dickerson on his right hip. Takes the snap, going to throws it left side to Jack Anthony Childress. He is almost tackled in the backfield, but gets forward near a first down. Good run for Childress. Ooh, the Spartans, I think it was Curry, had him locked up, but Childress got away, and the Lions get the staff carpet first down, and Jack Anthony did that all on himself.
He is so dangerous in space. He's just like Simeon Helm. They're little and they're low to the ground, and they just have great bursts.
10:08, 10:09 to play in the fourth quarter. 14-12 Lanphier, and a new set of downs at their own 42. After the staff carpet first down pass play from Varela to Childress. Southeast down a couple, playing defense. Varela in the spread with 3 wide receivers on the right side and Dickerson next to him. They hand to Dickerson. Dickerson up the middle. Dickerson loose for a first down. Gets it all the way down to the Southeast 45, his biggest run of the day. Reggie Dickerson motors off left tackle that time and picked up 12. Put it at the 45-yard line of Southeast. Lanphier on the move with 10 minutes to go and a 2-point lead. Varela looks over to head coach Jason Nixon, who calls the offensive plays for the Lions. Dickerson stays in the backfield after that big run.
Very important for the Lions to keep possession.
Yeah, don't
no
fumble.
Fumbles, no turnovers.
Varela fake the handoff. He runs left. He's got 5. He's got 10 and a first down for Lanphier, and the Lion fans cheer. As Varela picked up 10, maybe 11 to the Southeast 34. Good run for Varela after the fake to Dickerson.
Again, a great fake.
Is there a flag?
No, they've just a couple guys talking. They're talking to Booker, and they're talking to Mitchell. They're
not going to give Varela the first down. They're saying 9-yard gain. Apparently he stepped out of bounds at the 36. So it's 2nd and 1 for the Lions at the Southeast 36. Varela at quarterback. Sets up with Anderson in the back. Now that's Dickerson who takes the handoff, plows forward, got the first down plus plenty. He needed a yard and ends up getting about 8. That was Dickerson off the left side that time on the run. Reggie's running well here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he picked up 7 inside the 30 to the 29.
1st and 10 for Lanphier with a 2-point lead and looking for more, trying to win here at Southeast and spoil the Spartans' homecoming.
Having Joe Varela makes a big difference to the Lanphier offense.
Gives them some options, right?
Of the throw, and he can run it pretty well himself.
And Varela takes the snap, hands to Dickerson, flags fly. This is coming back. Had a couple of men in motion for Lanphier, and that will cost them what could have been a Reggie Dickerson 8-yard gain.
Yeah, that's going to be illegal procedure against the Lions.
Too many times today, both of these teams have committed crucial penalties at bad times, and Lanphier moving the ball very well here in this fourth quarter possession, but now the penalty will back them up. 14-12 Lions with 8:57 to go in the fourth.
That's the 18th penalty of this game, Tim. The 9th against the Lions.
Springfield area officiating crew, Springfield Decatur with Art Moore and Marv Dampier, Darren Sorter, Emmerich Johnson, and Marcus Sherrod. They've been busy. Ball back to the 34. Clock moving with 8:48 to go. Lanphier up 14-12. Varela. Hard count, and he got Southeast to jump, I think.
I think it was an illegal motion. I think it was Lanphier
moved again.
Yep.
Back him up 5 more. Be 1st and 20. Varela used a hard count, tried to draw Southeast off, and they back him up 5 more to the 39. As that penalty goes against the Lions.
The only positive Lanphier can take out of that is it is taking seconds off the clock.
It is moving the clock, and that's to their benefit with a 2-point lead. Hand off to Dickerson. Runs left. Dickerson, first down, hurdles a man. Still going, and he's down near a first down.
Boy, what a run that was.
Dickerson picks up 21 all the way to the Southeast 19-yard line. First down, staff carpet first down for Lanphier. What a great run by Reggie Dickerson.
You've got to wrap him up. You can't go for arm tackles on him because he's just too strong. His center of gravity is low. I think they're going to call it short, Tim.
He did not get the first down. They're going to give him almost 20. 19-yard pickup from a spot at the 20-yard line. It'll be second and short for the Lions. A great run for Dickerson.
Tremendous pick-me-up for Lanphier after 2 silly penalties.
2nd and 1. Ball just outside the Southeast 20. Varela in the spread. Hands to Dickerson. First down. He hurdles and got it that time. Reggie Dickerson picked up about 3, and they'll spot the ball at about the 17 of Southeast. And a new set of downs on the staff carpet. First down for Dickerson and the Lions.
What a weapon, boy. It's a shame the guy can't stay healthy.
Southeast calls timeout. We'll take an Illinois National Bank and a Steak and Shake timeout. Back in a minute. Ball's at the 17 off the Reggie Dickerson hurdle for a first down. Staff carpet first down in the Public House 29 red zone. The Lanphier Lions have the ball at the Southeast 17. 8:19 to play. Lanphier up 14-12 here at Spartan Field.
Injured Southeast player Tay Dye. They helped him off the field. He's a left leg problem.
Yeah, whether it's a cramp or something other than that, we're not sure. But Tay Dye out for the moment for the Spartans as they try to halt Lanphier's progress toward adding to the Lions' lead. Snap to Varela. Keeps the ball. Runs right side. Has some room. Gets it inside the 15. Gets it to the 10. Varela dragged down near the 5-yard line to the 6, it looks like. Put him down at the 7. He's close to a first down. Play fake to Dickerson. Run for Varela. And the Lions are inside the 10 to the 7.
Pound inside, pound inside, pound inside with Dickerson, and then you fake that. The defense goes for Reggie, and you run the other way. You go to the outside, and that's what Varela did. He's not 100%. He's hobbling a little bit, Joe Varela, but
they're going to put the ball at the 7, say it's a staff carpet first down, first and goal for Lanphier. 14-12 lead, 7:47 left. Jim, we talked to Jason Nixon before the game. He said we need to win this game. Plain and simple. They have a playoff shot, and they're in front here in the second half late.
A lot of bragging rights, Tim. I said this earlier. This is the best rivalry in the Central State 8 Conference. Forget about the sports. In order to be a rivalry, you got to take turns winning. And they take turns winning in all sports.
Hand off to Dickerson. Hits the line. Spins inside the 5. They bring him down. It's like they'll give him the 5-yard line on a gain of 2 for Reggie Dickerson and Lanphier.
Next snap will be under 7 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, this has been a time-consuming possession, too, for Lanphier.
Got it at 10:57. Just under 11 when they got the ball.
So they've run 4.5, almost 5 minutes off the clock.
Where's it at? The 5?
Put that ball at the 5. Second and goal for Lanphier, leading 14-12 and looking to expand that lead. Varela takes the snap. Varela runs right up the middle, gets inside the 5 to about the 3. It'll be third and goal. 6:45 to go. Lanphier up by 2, and the ball will be spotted at the 3. And slow to get up, one of the Lanphier linemen. And it's the big man on the interior, Justin Wright, the left tackle.
He's been out there on both sides of the ball all day.
Played great at defensive end and playing well for the Lions on the interior of the offensive line.
Now you got to be efficient here. You don't want to come away from this whole thing without points.
6:13 and counting. They keep it to Varela. Flips it to Childress. Touchdown. Lanphier. Nobody touched him. We'll call that a 3-yard touchdown pass on the pitch forward from Varela to Childress, and the Lions tack 6 more on the board. They lead by 8 with the extra point pending. $6 more from Illinois National Bank in the Touchdown for Tables campaign. Sweet touchdown drive for Lanphier.
Yeah, great touchdown drive. They went from the 31-yard line all the way down and got into the end zone, used up the better part of 4.5 minutes.
How about that play call? Varela fakes to Dickerson, starts to run to the right side, had some room, and then just flipped it to Childress to run untouched into the end zone.
Tim, that's what you call taking advantage of all your weapons. You fake to Reggie, and they go to him, and Varela, who's had a great game running the ball, and then you've got Jack Anthony sitting there out on the perimeter.
Lanphier up by 8. They'll go for 2, and a flag before they run the play. Delay of game against the Lions. That'll back them up 5.
Jason Nixon has talked, in the 3 weeks that I've talked to him before games, he has talked about, we can't wait to be healthy. We can't wait to be healthy. Well, they're still not 100% because they don't have Powell. But this is a football team with some talent.
It's as close to all their starters as they've been all year.
They've got Forshee back, who they didn't have the first couple of weeks. They still need to get Zach Ashton back to be able to play.
Lanphier plays next Saturday at home, next Saturday night against Glenwood, and looking for the win here at Southeast today. And now they're going to try the point after kick. Leading by 8 with 6:07 to go. Gansey will try the point after, sponsored by County Clerk Don Gray. Here's the snap, and again a whistle before the snap. Did Lanphier boo-boo again before the snap? This will back him up 5 more. Another delay of game as the time clock ran out. Man. And ask this kid to kick at 30 yards for the extra point.
No, I think now you try to throw it. Bring Varela back in there and see if he can air it out. Find Blakey on one of those fade patterns.
Well, you better do it before the 25-second clock runs out again. Yep, they send the offensive unit back out. Varela will stand in the spread. See if they can get 2 points after. A third try. Snap to Varela. He's going to throw. Puts it up in the air. And it is caught and dropped in the end zone. Pass intended for Blakey over on the left side.
Fade pattern to Blakey.
So Lanphier leads at 20-12 over Southeast. Spartans down 8 with 6:07 to go. They need a touchdown and 2 points after. And the Spartans will have the ball off the Lanphier kickoff in a minute. Lanphier has rallied from a 12-0 deficit to lead 20-12. 6:07 left in the fourth quarter. Corrington Jones will kick off for the Lions.
two critical errors, those penalties. They make a PAT. It's a 2-score game.
Right.
Now Southeast can come down and tie the game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Jones' kick is fielded at the 14 by Hellam. He runs it up the middle. Hellam across the 30 and brought down at about the 32. Decent return. That's where Southeast will start with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Half a quarter to play. Southeast homecoming game. They now trail 20-12. But as Jim said, they have hope, because if they can score and get 2, then we'll be tied. Going to spot the ball at the 33-yard line.
11 plays, 69 yards. Tim Lanphier used up 4 minutes and 50 seconds at 6:07 of the fourth quarter. Jack Anthony Childress, 3-yard touchdown pass from Joe Varela. The pass for conversion failed. 20 for Lanphier, 12 for Southeast. That
scoring summary brought to you by Giganti and Giganti Jewelers on Robbins Road. And we have a little equipment issue that's being addressed by the officials on one of the Lanphier linemen. Cubs won today, held on, beat St. Louis 5-4. College football earlier on 96-7. Illinois lost to North Carolina. Fumbled snap, picked up by Timms. He's going to lose yards, but he does keep the possession on the bad snap. Southeast quarterback had to run back and pick the ball up off the turf.
I think he just whiffed on it. I don't think it was a bad snap.
He just missed the catch?
I think he just whiffed on it. Might have been looking up.
Ball will be spotted at the 29, and 2nd and 14 for Southeast. Down by 8 with 5.5 minutes left in the game. Spartans need 8 points to get this even. 20 unanswered for Lanphier.
Passing game has been real quiet today for Southeast.
Isaiah Timms in the spread. 2 receivers left, 1 right. He's going to throw over the middle. Intercepted. Picked off by Childress. Runs it in from the 30-yard line. 6 more for Lanphier.
34 yards.
That went off the hands of Webb, I think, Jim.
Yes, it did. Absolutely.
And Childress picks off the pass that Webb couldn't catch, and Lanphier has now scored 26 unanswered points. Pass interception. TD for Jack Anthony Childress. And the Lions in great shape to go 2-2 on the season and score a big win today here at Southeast. We had a big crowd here at Spartan Field today. A number of them left after halftime, but they missed a heck of a second half of the Lanphier fans who left. Those who have stayed around cheer the Lions on. What a comeback win for Lanphier today. 5:08 left, and they lead it 26-12, and they'll go for the 1 point after touchdown. They'll try to kick it through with Alec Gansey applying the right foot, and it is blocked. It was a low kick and had no chance. So Lanphier will settle for 6 on that Illinois National Bank touchdown. $6 more for the Touchdown for Tables campaign. The Don Gray County Clerk extra point is no good. Lanphier 26, Southeast 12, 5:08 left, fourth quarter, back in a minute. Boy, Jim Rupert, the task for Southeast has got a lot tougher on that pass interception. Pick 6 for Lanphier.
Yeah, a team that has struggled throwing the ball now has almost got to throw it.
Kick return for Southeast off the Corrington Jones kick. Tay Dye back in the game. Got it for Southeast. Ran it across the 40, and that's where the Spartans will start this possession. But time is not helping them. 5:01 left in the game, and they are down 26-12. Spartans scored the first 12 points of this game in the second quarter. Lanphier got 8 late in the first half. And they've been batting on here in the second half.
Yeah, they've scored 26 in a row in this game after being down 12-0. Lanphier's put up 26 straight.
5:01 left in the fourth quarter at the 42-yard line of Southeast. Spartans ball. Isaiah Timms at QB. They'll run right up the middle, and Timms will get it across the 45, get it across the 50. No, not across the 50, short of the 50. He's to the 47. Picked up about 5, maybe 5.5. 4:45 left. 26-12, Southeast.
Little quarterback draw, slow down the pass rush a little bit, maybe set up the pass game. See if they try to. Travion Williams, we said, the leading receiver, has been quiet today.
They need to score quick and then get the ball back. Timms throws in the flat to Gavin Webb, and he is tackled after a gain of about 10 for a first down. Got the ball down to the Lanphier 45. It'll be a staff carpet first down as Gavin Webb caught that pass from Isaiah Timms for the first down. Now we have Webb, as Jim said, hobbled. They may have to get him out of the game. Both teams have 3 timeouts. And this is an injury timeout, an official's timeout. Let's pause for 30. We'll be right back. Get Webb off the field after he was shaken up on the pass reception. 4:17 left. Timms to throw for Southeast. Gets it on in the flat to Travion Williams, and he gains about 7 or 8 on that completed pass.
First catch of the day, Travion Williams.
They're in Lanphier territory. Ball will be spotted at the 36-yard line. 2nd and 9 on a 9-yard pickup on that completed pass. Under 4 minutes left. 26-12, and the Spartans need to step it up, down by 2 touchdowns.
Under 4 minutes now.
Timms has Eddie Gales with him in the backfield. 3 wide receivers on the left side. On the far hash, Timms drops to throw. Looking, tosses, and threw it incomplete. Nearest receiver was Mark Johnson. Jim mentioned Travion Williams caught the previous pass. Mark Johnson. A couple of good basketball guards for Southeast playing football this year.
Added another one, D'Angelo Hughes. D'Lo playing now.
Now eligible after getting in the required number of practices. Haven't seen him on the field today yet. 3:34 to go on the incomplete pass. 26-12, Lanphier leading. Southeast with the ball and trying to score quick.
Get the ball in Eddie Gales' hands.
3rd and 1, they give to Gales. He is stopped in the backfield, then keeps grinding, and he is going to be close to the first down marker. I'm not sure he got it.
I think he's going to get it. Forward progress. Eddie
Gales got it to about the 36. No, they're going to say 4th and 1.
Oh, boy.
No gain. 3:12 to play and the clock moving. Southeast down 26-12.
Some urgency. Southeast, some urgency.
Clock runs down under 3 minutes to go. Play clock at 17.
Down 2
Southeast
scores.
Not looking to be in any hurry. Gales in the backfield with Timms. Take the snap. Timms runs it up the middle, gets the first down. That'll stop the clock. Staff carpet first down for Isaiah Timms with 2:47 to go. 26-12 in favor of Lanphier. And Art Moore, the referee, winds the play clock. Timms takes the snap, looks left, wants to throw, pump fake, pulls it down, in trouble, throws it short, and the pass is caught by Andre Booker, and he ends up gaining about 6 or 8, and the clock keeps moving.
He was a safety valve, a blocker, and eligible receiver that spent much of his time blocking, but not a lot of pressure by Lanphier there.
Got the ball to the 24, so a gain of 8, 2nd and 2. 2:13 to play. Timms throws the pass left side, and upended on the catch was Hallam. And the clock will keep moving, and Southeast lost a couple of yards on that play.
Jack Anthony Childress and Simeon Hallam, two guys that match up pretty much size-wise.
Southeast going to have to burn a timeout. Timeout Southeast, 1:55 to go. They face a 3rd and 5. When we come back, Lanphier leads at 26-12 and trying to hang on to win here at Southeast. We're back after a 30-second Steak and Shake timeout. Quarter. Lions on defense. Southeast with the ball at the Lanphier 26. 3rd down and about 4.5 or 5. Spartans need to score quick, then get the ball back. Down by 14. Isaiah Timms at quarterback off the timeout. Has Eddie Gales in the backfield with him. They roll the play clock. Timms takes the low snap. Drops straight back to throw. Going to throw long into the end zone. Has an open man. Mark Johnson caught it out of bounds.
Great effort.
Make a good catch, but he was falling out of bounds when he caught it. It's an incomplete pass with 1:48 to go. And a 4th down. Tim's throw was to the left side of the end zone. And Johnson was out of bounds when he caught it. So 4th and 5 for Southeast. 1:48 left. Southeast must convert here to have a chance. 2
receivers on each side.
Low snap. Timms throws left, batted away, and Lanphier will take over on downs.
Lanphier Harris.
Got a Devon Harris tip of the Timms pass, and the Lions certify their win with that defensive stand. Boy, what a comeback for Lanphier. And Jim, as we said a moment ago, Jason Nixon pretty clearly said before the game, we've got to win this one to have a chance to make the playoffs. And they have rallied to win it on this Saturday afternoon here at Southeast.
Yeah, you're behind the 8 ball. If you're 1-3, you've got 5 games to go, and you've got to win 4 of them to get in the playoffs. That's you're on a zero tolerance thing right there.
Lanphier will play at Memorial Stadium against Glenwood next Saturday night at 7, a game you can hear right here next Saturday evening. Southeast has a toughie here on Friday night, a game you'll hear on 96.7. Spartans will host Rochester here on Friday night.
Lanphier needs at least 1 first down.
Varela hands off to Reggie Dickerson from the 26-yard line. Clock moving with 1:37 to go.
Timeout, Southeast.
And the Spartans burn their second timeout. We'll take a Steak and Shake 30 and be right back.
That's the 26-yard line.
1:37 to go. Joe Varela at quarterback. He's had a good day. Hands off to Reggie Dickerson. He's in the open field. Dickerson runs for the first down all the way across the 50-yard line. Reggie Dickerson was kind of doing a hop-along Cassidy run on that one. He didn't look all that steady in his gait, but it worked all the way to the southeast 46, and the Spartans look like they are gassed.
28-yard gain, and I liked at the end when Reggie, instead of looking for daylight, Reggie looked for somebody to run into.
1:25 and counting. Lanphier with the ball and a 14-point lead at the southeast 46. What a come-from-behind win for the Lions here today. On this breezy and beautiful Saturday, Lanphier comes down to the southeast side and beats the Spartans.
Now they're running down the clock, get it down under 10.
Dickerson takes the handoff right up the middle, gets another staff carpet first down. As they gang tackle him, the ball came out. Then we heard the whistle. That should be southeast ball, right? Unless the officials were just late blowing the whistle.
Booker came out with the ball.
You hear some Southeast fans unhappy that the officials apparently are not going to award that ball to Southeast.
Okay, we've established 5 steps and then you blew the whistle. Okay.
Well, I must say the fan is right. We saw the ball come out. We saw the Lanphier Lions
There's
lose possession.
Unsportsmanlike against the line. Against
the sideline.
Sideline warning. Art Moore.
5 yards up the field, then you blew the whistle.
11-yard gain for Dickerson.
5 yards, and then you blew the whistle.
Can you hear that? I sleep tonight.
Then you blew the whistle.
35-yard line. They'll respot it. Staff carpet first down for Lanphier.
What am I here for? He can do color commentary.
And a kneel down for Varela. Southeast does have a timeout left. 50 seconds left, and they're not going to call it. They will white flag it the rest of the way in this one. And the Spartans with a toughie here next Friday night against Rochester. A game you can hear here on 96.7. Off their big win at Glenwood last week. On their homecoming Saturday, the Spartans fall on their home field to the Lanphier Lions. An impressive come-from-behind win for Lanphier today. Joe Varela takes another knee, and that's it. 20 seconds, play clock will run, Lions will win. Listen to those Lanphier fans across the way. They are all juiced up for the Lions, who go to 2-2.
Means a lot to beat Southeast in anything.
And really keep your playoff hopes alive for the Lanphier Lions. A win today, 26-12 over Southeast. You hear the final horn, and we will take a break and be back with the postgame show here on 96.7 The Boss. Final score 26-12, Lanphier over Southeast.